Today we are going to start with block 4, Cybersecurity and IT Act. In this block we are going to complete 3 units, Unit 10, Unit 11 and Unit 12. Let us start with Unit 10, Cybersecurity. In this unit, we are going to deal with the meaning of cybersecurity, information security and cybersecurity differences, then basics of cyber world, the need and concepts behind the security, then IoT and cyber world, after then cybercrime laws and security barriers. Let us start with the introduction. Nowadays, usage of smartphone and gadgets is a common thing. It is one of the most noteworthy stuff that is required to be taken under consideration before deeply looking into cyber and its usages. It is a place where data will stay forever, but it is not that secured until security is provided to it. In the present scenario, artificial intelligence has been introduced mutually. Artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things will transform both the internet and the global economy. Within the next 5 years, we can anticipate artificial intelligence and machine learning to become embedded in all forms of technology that incorporate data exchange and analysis. This unit on cybersecurity provides aims to equip learners with the knowledge and skills required to look after the computer operating systems, networks, and data from cyber attacks. It has a vast usage in e commerce, both as learning as well as its implementation due to the massive financial implications usage with the help of a technology. Meaning of cybersecurity. Cyber threats are a global risk that government, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, and the global community as a whole must deal with. Computer security, cyber security, or information technology security is the protection of computer systems and networks from information disclosure, theft, or damage to their hardware, software, or electronic data, as well as from the disruption and misdirection of the services they provide. The field is becoming gradually more noteworthy due to the amplified reliance on computer systems. The internet and wireless network standards such as Bluetooth and Wi Fi, and due to the growth of smart devices, including phones, televisions, and the various devices that constitute the Internet of Things. Today's world is more about the e commerce, in which precautionary measures need to be taken to safeguard ourselves with the cyber. These cyber attacks are frequently aimed at assessing, changing, or destroying susceptible information, extorting money from others, users, or interrupting normal business processes. Implementing effective cybersecurity measures is predominantly challenging nowadays because there are more devices than people, and attackers are becoming more innovative in using state of art tools in order to indulge in malpractices and threatening electronically. Cybersecurity impact on e-commerce. How does cybersecurity affect the process of e-commerce in today's time? Cybersecurity is that part of protection within a business or organization that is focused. Just a minute. that is focused on enabling the authorized use of IT systems at the same time as preventing unauthorized access. The main aim of cybersecurity is to help make the business more successful. This can involve strategies that enhance confidence with shareholders, customers, and stakeholders. Here you can look at this figure 10.1 CIA, where C refers to the confidentiality, I refers to the integrity, and A refers to the availability. Any three can cause massive fallout to business, particularly those that conduct some of their businesses online. As cybersecurity grows in importance in many organizations, professionals and understand how cybersecurity objectives interface with broader organizational goals will be increasingly important. Cybersecurity relevance. Cybersecurity is particularly relevant to the following: enabling the safe use of internet connected services, smart devices, and communication systems, enabling the safe use of all IT controlled business functions, critical national infrastructures, detection and prevention of unauthorized access, availability of IT systems and cloud services, secure storage of customers' private and intimate information and data, legal and regulatory compliance. Let us now discuss the difference between information security and cybersecurity. Cybersecurity and information security are two words are generally as used as synonyms in security terminology and create a lot of confusion. But these two terms have different meanings. So, to clear the confusion, let's start with data security. Data security is all about securing data. Now, another question arises here is to wait a second. Now, another question arises here is to the difference between data and information. Not every data can be information. Data can be called as information when it is interpreted in a context. Wait a minute. Data can be called as information when it is interpreted in a context that given meaning. For example, 1404198 is data, and we know that this is the date of birth of a person, then it is an information. So, information means the data which has some meaning, and information security is also about protecting the information, which generally focus on confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. The components of CIA are go through this table. The figure number 10.2, components of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality ensures that information is inaccessible to unauthorized people, most commonly enforced through encryption, which is available in many forms. Integrity, just hold on. Integrity protects information and systems from being modified by unauthorized people, ensures the data is accurate and trustworthy. Availability ensures that authorized people can access the information when needed, and all hardware and software are maintained properly and updated when necessary. Here, one more comparison need attention that cybersecurity and computer security both terms are distant apart, though both are related and sounds alike, but they are two different terms. Computer security generally includes the security of computer parts like its hardware, and it also deals with the backup of the information stored in the computer. Whereas cyber is a lot of more complicated and wider field. It deals with all the threats that can be used in the cyber world, whether offline or online. Let us understand now the basics of cyber world. As we know that cybersecurity's history began when a research project during the 1970s on what was then known as ARPANET, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. A researcher named Bob Thomas created a computer program which was able to move ARPANET's network, leaving a small trail whenever it went. The cyber world or cyberspace is more than just the internet. It refers to the online environment where many participants are involved in social interactions and have ability to affect and influence each other. Internet and www. Now, the next level of understanding for cybersecurity requires understanding the difference between internet and www. Most of the people use the word internet and www interchangeably. In fact, they don't see a difference, but there is a difference between both the terms. Internet is a different term and www is a different term. Some people wonder if both things are the same, and some people just stay neutral if they are same or not. Let us discuss both these now. The internet. Internet is a massive network of networks. It is essentially an interconnection between millions of small computers, networks scattered around the globe. And World Wide Web. In the course of life, when people say internet, most of the time they actually refers to the World Wide Web or the www. The www is the collection of all the information that is available in the internet. So all the texts, images, audio, videos, online forms available in the internet. Let us go through this table. This is the difference table showing the differences between internet and www. I suggest you people to read it out and ask me the questions if you are having any doubts in this concept. I'm giving you to read this. I'm giving you time to read this.
Sorry, ma'am, I have a question.
Please repeat.
I have a question. Isn't WWO of accessing the internet? So, is it possible to say WW can't work without internet?
Without internet, I didn't get your question. Please repeat it again. Have you read the difference table? Students, shall we move to another topic?
Yes, ma'am. Uh, Item number 7. Internet is just a superset of WW, and then while the WW is subset of the internet, apart from supporting WW, the internet hardware infrastructure is used for other things as well as FTP and SMTP. My question is, this what is the meaning of this FTP map and then this SMTP? Thank you.
See, Mobamba, www depends on internet. Yes, it is true. You can say that it depends on internet, but there is a difference between the both. www requires internet to exist. Otherwise, it has no recognition without internet.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, but
Okay, thank you.
uh, what I need is the meaning of this FTP. What is the meaning of this FTP and SMTP now?
Please drop your question in call messages.
Okay, now.
See, World Wide Web works on the basis of HTTP. HTTP provides a base for www. It will not work without it. I hope it's clear to you. Shall we start with the other topics?
Yeah, we can proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Evolution of World Wide Web. Now see the figure 10.3. From 0.0 to 4.0, these are different generation of World Wide Web. Web 0.0 is developing the internet. Then Web 1.0, it's the shopping carts and static web. Then Web 2.0, the writing and participating web. Then comes 3.0, that is semantic executing web. After that 4.0, that is mobile web, that which we are using right now. And then web 5.0, that is open linked and intelligent web. Artificial intelligence, which is going through these days at a very high rate. It's a emotional web. It can read your emotions, your brains. Internet protocols specifies the technical format of packets and other addressing scheme for computers to communicate over a network. Most networks combine IP with a higher level protocol called transmission control protocol. Upcoming technologies like IoT, Internet of Things, blockchain, cloud computing, etc., are results of the continuous increase in the bandwidth of requirement of WWW. Thus, more and more devices are getting connected to the internet now. To identify these devices uniquely, IP addressing also requires attention. To address these increasing number of devices over internet, it is required to move from Internet Protocol version 4 to Internet Protocol version 6. Okay, now let us study about cyberspace. Cyberspace is an interactive domain made up of digital networks that is used to store, modify, and communicate information. It includes the internet but also the other information systems that support our company's infrastructure and services. It is divided into a multi-layer model comprised of physical foundations, just as land and submarine cables, satellites, then logical blocking building blocks, for example, smartphone apps, operating systems, or web browsers. Then information that transits cyberspace, and then people. Which manipulates information, communicate and design the physical and logical components of cyberspace. Collectively, these tangible and intangible layers comprise cyberspace, which we are increasingly dependent on essential components of daily life. Now, cybersecurity, it is the protection of computer systems from theft or damage to their hardware, software, and electronic data, as well as from disruption or misdirection of the services they provide. It can be divided into three categories. First is information security, which aims to protect the user's private information from unauthorized access and identity theft. Then network security, which aims to protect the usability, integrity, and safety of a network, associated components, and data shared over the network. Then application security. Application security aims to protect software applications from vulnerabilities that occur due to the flaws in application design, development, installation, and upgrade or maintenance phases. Now let us understand some of the cyber security terminologies one should know. Number one is cloud, a technology that allows us to access our files or services through the internet from anywhere in the world. Software, it is a set of programs that tell a computer to perform a task. Domain, a group of computers, printers, and devices that are interconnected and governed as a whole. VPN, virtual private network. It is a tool that allows the user to remain anonymous while using the internet by masking the location and encrypting traffic. Then IP address. It is an internet version of a home address of your computer, which is identified when it communicates over a network. Exploit, a malicious application or script that can be used to take the advantage of a computer's vulnerability. Next, breach. The moment a hacker successfully exploits vulnerability in a computer or device and gains access to the files and network. Firewall, a defensive technology designed to keep the bad guys out, firewalls can be hardware and software based. Malware, an umbrella that describes all forms of malicious software designs to wreak havoc on a computer, just like virus, ransomware, Trojan horse, worm, botnet, DDoS means distributed denial of service, then phishing and spear phishing, which is a technique used by hackers to obtain sensitive information. These are some of the terms one must know about the cyber security. I hope these all are clear to you. You are required to read the chapter after finishing the class so that you may get all the least detail about everything. Let's start with another topic, which is need and concept behind security. Why security knowledge is so important? Anyone? Can anyone tell me why security knowledge is so important?
Yes, ma. Can I say something? Hello, ma.
Yes.
Yeah, because ma, it is a way to bring information about that some individual crime, terrorist person try to commit some illegal things. So when there is security knowledge, definitely they will gather the information. What's going in the society? What's going in the community? I think in my own
Yes.
side.
Yes. Security knowledge is very important because awareing people is the basic requirement in today's time when we use internet all over the world. Here we also need to understand that how basic security knowledge can help any career. Aside from simply not clicking suspicious email attachment, there are the things nearly all employees can do to enhance company security and make themselves more valuable workers. Certain examples are given here. Just like in engineering development, make sure you develop security codes. Product managers should advise on good security features. Then in sales, reassure customers of an organization's security posture. And there are many more in all the departments where you are working. These type of knowledge you must have about your field, your products, if you are in sale, about then your customers, the markets. Cyber security is very important nowadays as one and all benefits from advanced cyber defense programs. It at an individual level, a cybersecurity attack can upshot in everything from identity theft to extortion attempts and to the loss of important data like family photos. Educating the public on the significance of cybersecurity and build up open source tools which will make the internet safer for everyone is the need of today's time. We must all have these things in our life. If we are aware, then we must bring awareness among different people who are unaware about those things or who don't have the knowledge about the cyber security. Now, internet of things and cyber world. Nowadays, having a computer that is full of personal information in every house is a common thing. It is one of the most important things that are required to be taken under consideration That with good kind of threats comes a remedy. The remedy in this case is nothing but the development of the cyber security. Below given are the reasons emphasizing cybersecurity as most important than ever. First one is the rising cost of breaches. The fact is that cyber attacks can be extremely expensive for businesses to endure. Recent stats have suggested that the average cost of a data breach at a larger firm is very high. Increasingly sophisticated hackers. Almost every business has a website, externally exposed systems that could provide criminals with entry points into internal networks. Widely available hacking tools. While well funded and highly skilled hackers pose a significant risk to your business, the wide availability of hacking tools and programs on the internet also means there is also a great growing threat from less skilled individuals. A proliferation of Internet of Things devices. More smart devices than ever are connected to the internet. These are known as Internet of Things or IoT. Then tighter regulations. It is not just criminal attacks that mean businesses need to be more invested in cybersecurity than ever before. The introduction of regulations such as General Data Protection Regulation means that organizations need to take security more seriously than ever or face heavy fines. Now, cyber threats. The possibility of a malicious attempt to damage or disrupt a computer network or system. This is the definition, which is incomplete without including the attempt to access files and infiltrate or steal data. The threat is defined as possibility. However, in the cybersecurity community, the threat is more closely identified with the actor or adversely attempting to gain access to the system. To understand how technology becomes vulnerable or cybercrime or threat, it helps to first understand the nature of threats. Let us understand now the types of threats. First one is computer viruses. A computer virus is a basic threat we all must have known about it. A computer virus is a program written to alter a way a computer operates without the permission or knowledge of the user. Then spyware threats. A serious computer security threat. Spyware is any program that monitors your online activities or installs programs without the consent for profit or to capture personal information. Then hackers and predators. Hackers and predators are programmers who victimize others for their own gain by breaking into computer systems to steal, change, or destroy information as a form of cyber terrorism. These online predators can compromise credit and card information, lock you out of your data, and steal your identity. Then, phishing. Phishing attacks are some of the most successful methods for cyber criminals looking to pull off a data breach. Masquerading as a trustworthy person or business, fishes attempt to steal sensitive financial or personal information through fraudulent email or instant messages. Have you understood the concept of threats? How many threats are there? Which type of threats are there? Now, cybercrime and law. Cybercrime is a crime committed using a computer and the internet to steal a person's identity or sell contraband or stalk victims or disrupt operations with Malevolent programs. Cybercrimes create an overwhelming task for law enforcement bureaus since they are extremely technological crimes. Here are a few causes and methods of how cybercrimes can be committed on a daily basis, just like hacking, theft of information, email bombing, data didding, data diddling, then salami attacks, then denial of service attacks. Other than this, virus and worm attacks we are familiar with, then logic bombs, Trojan attacks, internet time thefts, and web jacking. These are some of the cyber crimes which are increasing in our daily lives because someone is hacking others account at this point of time also. Many people are hacking each other's account, making fake accounts on social media and demanding money from their contacts. So this is all comes under cybercrime. Some other frauds we can see with the help of the internet are debit and credit card fraud, then identity theft. If someone is going to steal any other person's identity or all the information, personal information, and presenting himself or herself as some other person. Then non-delivery of goods and services, then phony escrow services, and Ponzi pyramid method. In this method, where investors are lured to capitalize in this falsified arrangement by the promises of irregularity or abnormality of high profits, means people can manipulate you with their words, showing you that if you invest some money in this policy or project, then you will get higher returns in the coming time, but it's falsified. Excuse me. You can see this table 10.2. Here is a snapshot of internet important cyber law provisions in India is given. Uh, Here some offenses are given with the section under IT Act is given. Just like tampering with computer source document, it comes under section 65. Online sale of arms, it comes under Arms Act. Then email abuse, it comes under section 500 of Indian Penal Code. Then some of the security barriers we are going to deal with this are just like more and more businesses are looking towards the managed security service providers for help. Here are three common security challenges companies face. How managed security service providers can the help to solve the problem of cyber crimes. First one is specialized talent shortage. There is a shortage of qualified IT security staff, making it difficult for management to attract and recruit qualified personnel. Then prioritizing risk. There is no such thing as perfect protection. You must have heard a proverb that prevention is better than cure. One must prevent himself or herself from getting any mislead or from getting any fraud or this kind of cyber crimes. Then managing security expense is very high nowadays, so it is very difficult to maintain these expenses at its best. After then, you can see this figure 10.1. Here you can see some of the symbols of secured website, just like Trustware, McAfee secured by this, and Norton secured, accredited businesses, VeriSign. These are some of the websites, saver we can say, or some of the browsers which provide securities to the users. Whenever you are doing online shopping, make sure website is secure. Look for the URLs that start with HTTPS or have the trusty or VeriSign seal. This is very important. You must educate children about the proper use of the computer and internet and make sure to monitor their online activities at home and school alike. They should only have access to a computer located in a central area of your home, and you should regularly check all the browser and email activity. A wise thing is to use parental control softwares. In schools, there should be restricted websites and other user restrictions that will help protect the user and entity from cybercrime. Likewise, companies should educate and have written policies governing the workplace, personal computer, and its network used to diminish the risk of cybercrime against the company. It's not the duty of other persons or the government or the authorities only. It is the duty of each and every individual to protect themselves or to protect others against these kind of cyber crimes. That's all for the unit. Any questions? Then you may ask about this unit. After that, we will going to start this another unit, cyber security measures. Mubarak, you are not audible.
Ma, I don't understand that salami trick.
Can you drop the message?
Okay.
Sure. Any other question? See, salami attacks. This kind of crime is normally consisting of a number of smaller data security attacks together and end resulting in one major attack. When a number of small attacks combine to form a major attack, it's known as a salami attack. This method normally takes place in a financial institutions or the purpose of committing financial crimes. For an example, let us take if someone has stolen any other person's debit card or credit card and is having access to use it, then he's withdrawing suppose 10,000 rupees per day. Then he is withdrawing the money for continuous 10 days, then 10,000 a day, and for 10 days it means for a whole means on the whole a total of amount 1 lakh rupees has been withdrawn. Then this is the salami attack. It is very common in banks where employees can small amount and it is very difficult to detect or trace. Okay.
Thank you, Ma. It's now understood and clear.
Now, another unit is cybersecurity measures. As we know that internet has changed business, education, government, healthcare, and even the ways in which we interact with our loved ones, it has become one of the key drivers of social evolution. It is one of the main reasons that malicious links, trojans, and viruses are entering through internet. The data breaches are becoming more frequent and suspecting users are more dependent than ever in advance. Cybercrimes, unlike traditional crimes, which are committed in one geographic location, are committed online, and it is often not clearly linked to any geographic location, which means it is not jurisdiction centric. Role of cybersecurity analysts. Everyday work of an information security or cybersecurity analyst will fluctuate based on where they work. But in general, cybersecurity analyst job leads to monitoring security access. The responsibilities are much wider and some of the major roles of security analysts are set and implement user access control and distinctness and access management systems, monitor network and application performance to categorize and lopsided activity, carry out regular audits to ensure security practices are compliant. Then essential cybersecurity measures are use strong passwords. Use passwords are vital to good online security. Control access, put up a firewall, use security software, update programs and systems regularly, monitor for intrusion, raise awareness. Precautionary cybersecurity measure enterprises tasks, a unified threat management system, then a spam filter, antivirus, patch management system, two factor authentication, device encryption, routine data backup, content filtering, disaster recovery plan. Internet of Things and its impact. IoT is an acronym for used for Internet of Things. It is basically a network of several devices which are attached with miscellaneous software, electronic and network connectivity of distant orientations. The amount of data that Internet of Things devices can create is very gigantic. Since the devices are using IoT technology are supposed to be connected through internet all the time. IoT devices include industrial machines, smart energy grids, building automation, plus whatever personal IoT devices employees bring to work. Blocking a program behind a firewall or restricting usage to only certain features of the software, saving critical data from leaking. All the services connected to the network should be updated to the latest software. Hardware, software, and connectivity will all need to be secure for Internet of Things object to use efficiently. Vulnerable information on Internet. Vulnerability is the inability to defend against a hazard or to act in response when a disaster has crop up. For example, people who keep going on planes are more vulnerable to floods than people who live bright higher up. You can see this figure. In this figure, there are various vulnerable terms in the cyber world, just like data breach, hacker, information network, internet identity, and much more. Vulnerability, vulnerabilities of systems. When a large volume of digital information is stored, it is vulnerable to many other types of threats. Information systems can be interconnected at multiple locations through computer networks. In the same manner, the multi tier client server computing environment is also vulnerable at each layer. It is always possible for an unauthorized person to steal or alter valuable data of the organization over networks. Then internet vulnerabilities. Instead of computer networks, the systems connected through internet are more vulnerable because they are open to anyone in the world. When the internet is used in our corporate network, we are much more vulnerable to external operations in the information networks of the enterprise. A fixed IP address provides hackers with a fixed target. Wireless security challenges. Wireless networking provides many advantages, but it is also coupled with various security threats. Implementation of technological solutions to wireless security threats and vulnerabilities. Wireless security is a primary necessity of an organization. Next is malicious software. These are also known as malware, which includes a number of threats. For an example, worms, Trojan horses, and computer viruses. Computer virus is a software program that attaches itself to the other software programs or data files in order to be executed. You can have a look on these computer viruses shown by the figure 11.3. Then worms, which are independent computer programs which use a network to copy themselves from one computer to other computer. Then Trojan horse, which attacks on the data silently. The Trojan horse is not a virus itself, but it gives a path to viruses to enter into the system. Then SQL injection attacks. SQL injection attacks take benefit of weak points of web application software which are not robust in terms of the security check or which do not have sufficient code written into them for data security. Then ransomware. It is a malware shown as ransomware which blocks access to files and displays lot of pop-up messages and extracts money from the users by taking control of their systems. Then keyloggers. It records every keystroke made on a computer or mobile phone to steal serial numbers or other codes of software. Then hackers and computer crime. There are various types of computer crimes by hackers which are discussed here. Number one is snooping and sniffing. Snooping, sorry, spoofing. Spoofing is to gain access to sensitive information of users, where hackers generally pretend to be someone known to the users. That is spoofing. And sniffing is the mechanism by which the data packets move through a network of computers via sniffers, can be monitored and captured. Then denial of service attacks, which is DDoS. When a hacker does such an activity due to which the server of an organization starts receiving huge requests for some service, the server stops responding to the genuine requests. Also, due to congestion or crash of the network, this is called distributed denial of service attack. Then, cybercrime. Various types of cybercrime we have already studied in the earlier unit, just like identity theft, phishing, evil twins, farming. Let, uh, Let us discuss here the two types of phishing. One is evil twins. Here, these are the wireless networks that pretend to offer trustworthy Wi-Fi connections to the internet. Then is farming, which redirect users to a fake web page even after typing the right URL of the website. This is also known as the phishing without a lure. Then paper check fraud. For all kinds of sponsored search results displayed by a search engine, the advertiser pays fees for each click it receives, with the result of increased potential buyers to the products. After then, let us discuss the global threats. Threats beyond the boundaries. Cyber warfare attacks are becoming more common, sophisticated, and potentially destructive. In the course of years, hackers have robbed plans for missile tracking systems. Defending cyber warfare against such attacks, the interactive organization sessions explain some recent cyber war attacks and their increasing sophistication and gravity. Then here comes for cyber forensic. Any questions still? Any questions still here?
No, ma'am.
Cyber forensic is a branch of digital science in computers and digital storage media which has facts. In order to respond to legal action, data protection, and control management have become extremely essential. Today, a lot of evidence is available in digital form for inventory fraud, misappropriation, theft of business secret data, cybercrime, and several civil cases. In a legal action, a firm has to respond to a discovery request for access to information that may be used as evidence, and the company is required by law to produce the required data. Spatial policy for the preservation of electronic documentation ensures that files, emails, and other records are organized well, accessible, and neither too long nor too short, too soon is kept. Electronic proof can be found in the form of the data on computer storage media not apparent to a regular person. Here are given some questions just like spoofing, sniffing difference, and then global threats of cyber terrorism. You are required to answer these at your home. Securing the business on internet. We can secure the businesses on internet by adopting two technologies, just like technologies and tools for protecting information resources. These include information instruments to manage your identities, prevent unauthorized access to system and data, then identity management and authentication. Medium sized and large sized businesses have several separate IT infrastructures and processes, each with own user community. Then security network transaction. Here are different ways to use these security networks of transactions, like securing wireless networks. The wired equivalent privacy initially security standard developed for Wi-Fi is not very successful, but the encryption key is comparatively easy to crack. Encryption and public infrastructure. Encryption is one of the most common methods to protect digital information stored or shared by the organization of the internet. There are various methods for encrypting network traffic on the web as discussed. Number one is secure socket layers, then secure hypertext transfer protocol, then symmetric key encryption, then public key encryption, then digital certificate. Let us discuss these one by one. Secure socket layer is a protocol used for encrypting data flowing over the internet. Secure hypertext transfer protocol, it is another protocol used for encrypting data flowing over the internet, but it is limited to individual messages. Internet client browsers, software and servers generate secure session. Then symmetrically key encryption. In symmetric key encryption, the sender and receiver create a secure internet session by creating a single encryption key and sending it to the receiver. As a result, both the sender and receiver share the same key. In public key encryption, there is more secure form of encryption. One is public owned by sender encrypted the messages, another is private owned by the receiver decrypts the messages. Digital certificates are data files for identifying online transaction users and electronic properties. Then securing transaction with a blockchain is another alternative approach for securing transactions. A blockchain is a chain of multiple blocks that contain records of transactions. Then fault tolerant computer system which have redundant hardware, software, and power supply components that create an environment that provides continuous, uninterrupted service. Then deep packet inspection. It can sometimes be noticed the university network on the campus is very sluggish. This may happen if anyone uses the network to download music or see YouTube or other hard to download video. Security outsourcing. These are various organizations which are unable to acquire the security measures and resources to provide a secure, high availability computing environment to their workforce. Then, security issues for cloud computing and mobile digital platform. Cloud computing and mobile digital platform have become the backbone of the data collection analytics, and then prediction. These technologies potential to deliver powerful benefits. We now describe some of these challenges, how they how they should be addressed. Number one is security in the cloud. Web-based firms which are very sophisticated and use cloud service may experience security collapses. The organization which owns the sensitive data has accountability and responsibility for protection. Another one is security mobile platforms, securing mobile platforms. If mobile devices perform many of the computer functions, they have to be protected against malware, theft, accidental loss, unauthorized entry, and hacking. Companies can, whenever necessary, encrypt contact. The password feature found on the each smartphone should be needed for all the mobile device users. Here we can see there are some of the security measures and their enforcement. Number one is biometric security measure. In biometric security measure, it is based on the physical or behavioral characteristic measurement which is specific for each person, just like our fingerprints or our eyes impression. And some of the non-biometric measures are firewalls. Unlicensed users cannot access private networks with firewalls. A firewall is a hardware to software combination that controls traffic input and output. The packet filter analyzes the selected fields of the data packer header, which scans individual packets. And the filtering the application proxy checks the packet application content. A proxy server poses, inspects, and transfer a proxy to the other side of the firewall data packets originating outside the company. Then intrusion detection systems. Commercial protection vendors also offer software and services for detecting intrusions against suspicious network traffic and for attempting to access files and databases in addition to the firewalls. If a suspicious or anomalous incident happens, the device may trigger an alert. Scanning the software searches for trends that indicate known methods of attacking machine. Then antivirus and anti-spyware software. This is the defense protection plans need to protect all the devices for both individual and companies. Then unified threat management system. Since a huge cost is applied to avail such security, but it is not easy to access such facilities by small and medium business organizations. Then cyber physical security system includes surveillance. Video cameras can deter crime, identify campus visitors, and provide real-time information. Communication equipment and platform. Wired and wireless communication technologies such as intercom systems, local alarm annunciators, phone systems, etc. Sensors and alarms, then panic buttons, robots, then lightning. Lightning should be considered to provide safe passage in an emergency and improve overall campus security. Then fogging and pepper spray systems. After that, access control includes locks, gates, and vestibules, some of the metal detectors, door barriers, and entry cards. Other than this, some access softwares are also there, some specialized software often used in school offices or other campuses for entry points. Ensuring software quality. Some companies can improve system quality and reliability through the use of software measures and rigorous software testing. Software metrics are machine objectives, evaluation in the form of calculated quantifications. Good testing starts before a software application even uses a systematic analysis. If mistakes are found, a procedure called debugging will find and remove the source. That's all for this unit. You are required to read whole block at your end Try to write answers for the questions provided in the book, and mark your doubts in your books itself so that you may ask in your other classes. We are having class on another Sunday, then you may find your doubts and ask me in that class about this blog. Any questions still here, then you may ask me now. Any questions, students? Or shall we wind up the class for today? Any questions?
No questions here.
Okay. Let's wind up the class for today. We will meet in our next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Yeah.